Welcome to the Family First Retirement Podcast with George Politarhos. For more information, visit betrayawealth.com. Now, let's get to the show.
My name is Mark Owens. What's happening, Bubba? How's your weekend going?
My weekend's going fan-flippin-tastic, Mark. How about you?
We got a taste of your world over the past couple of weeks. We have had an Arctic blast down south. Now, look, normally you can make fun of us because Atlanta will shut down if we get a light dusting, but we had, like, legit snow and ice over the past couple of weeks, and I loved it.
You loved it because it lasts for a couple days. We still have snow banks here that are taller than, the jeebers.
Right.
It's funny. Last week, our kids didn't go to school for the whole week up here, which I'm just shocked about.
Right.
So the state came out there with these big machines and cleared all the sidewalks off so kids can go to school. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that this week they got a chance to go back to school because kids, stay in school, learn.
Did they
what's that PSA?
Stay in school, kids. Don't do drugs.
Yes,
did they do the virtual learning? I think they call them the
No, I don't think they did.
Really?
I really don't. Yeah, and they all have accessibility to it.
Yeah, after COVID, all the kids were doing virtual. How do you not do virtual learning? Like, one thing
That's a bad subject.
Okay. Oh, it's starting to trigger him right now.
Yeah, say that's
PTSD from COVID right now.
Yeah, that gets me all balled up.
Down here, when I say we would get a dusting, we'd be out of school for 3 days. There's no computers. Yep. There's no online learning. We had 3 free days because of Northwest
and
corner of Atlanta.
I don't think children learn real well not being there in the classroom. I don't know. I'm not an educator.
Right.
But my opinion, you have to be in class to learn.
Agreed.
That's a bad subject, I guess.
But one thing that you do every weekend here is you try to educate. And we try to pick up the pieces because I personally, I don't think our kids are getting educated about finances. Never did. Yeah, life.
Think about this, Mark. You go to a store, and I'm one of those people that pay with cash. Mm-hmm. So I go to the bank every Friday. I get cash out for Leslie and I. And you go someplace, and they enter and they tell you it's $32.16. And you give them $40, and they push in 40 and say, oh, I have a quarter. It's like the ding, 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 the deer's lights, eyes come on. Mm-hmm. I can't do that. This is, I think, I don't know if this is the right word, I can say this, the dumbification of America. If this little computer doesn't tell me what to do, I can't do it. Mm-hmm. And we're not teaching these kids what I think to be basic, how to pay bills, how to plan for retirement. How do you not, I know they say, well, kids are only 17. What do they need to know about planning for retirement? They need to know because they're starting a foundation. I think schools, high schools, colleges, trade schools should have a class about this is what you do. Every week you're going to put yourself away $5 a week. We're going to start planning. We're going to start planning for that day. The tomorrow Mark Owens.
Right.
Tomorrow Mark Owens is when you're retired and you're old and gray and you're 60 years old and Mark, you're already gray. But that old and gray mentality. And that's the foundation we have to start building on. And I just think, your daughter is in what, seventh grade?
Mm-hmm.
They do that new math down there.
Oh, the Common Core math.
That goof. Yeah, no, that's stupid. I just don't get it. The old-fashioned way you look at it, and they're teaching this all new stuff, but they got to have foundation.
And this is for adults and our kids, our grandkids.
Absolutely.
You know what we need? Responsibility. Because you talk about the Common Core math. I'll be honest with you. Carolina, she's in 7th grade. I don't know what the hell half her math stuff is. I can't figure it out. So we do. I'll be first one to say, we rely on the internet. We'll ask ChatGPT. We'll ask Alexa. Help us out with this math question. The responsibility of learning the math, understanding the problem, finding the solution. And when you talk about educating people, that's what you do. You're teaching them lessons that they can pass on to the next generation.
Absolutely. My mom's birthday was this past week. She would have been 97 years old. She was still with us. She was a Groundhog Day baby. So, but one of the things she always told us is the fish smells from the head in English. So when the kids see mom and dad studying, planning for retirement, understanding retirement, they start to say, well, this is kind of important. I got to start looking at this. You know, my parents sold their first business. I was 20 years old, 19 years old. I was home from college in the summer. And my dad's like, you're coming with us to settlement. I'm like, oh, okay. Because I needed to learn how things happen in the real world. A book is really great. When you study something, a college book or an education book, it's really great. But you got to see how it works. Reality is different than the books. And that's why he took me with him. And it's the same thing here. These kids need to see mom and dad. And mom and dad, our greatest wealth, in my opinion, is our children and our grandchildren. That's my personal belief. Shouldn't we sit there and say, guys, we're going to talk about how we're planning for retirement. Want to see what we're thinking about. I love when parents, and we had a meeting last week, and they brought their daughter with them. Their daughter's 40 years old, but she came with them because she's the voice of reason, because mom and dad are getting older. Make sure we understand everything correctly. And they're there. That's what this is about. Having that understanding about our retirement looks like. Making sure the kids, if mom and dad made mistakes, and we've all made mistakes, we know the last perfect person died over 2,000 years ago for us. But if you made that mistake, learn from my mistakes. Let's show you what I did so we don't make the same ones and get in the right place. And that's what I really think is so important. And we talk, it goes back to kids, but it's our adult children, our 30-year-old children that need to understand this.
Yeah.
It's about making sure we're in the right place going forward. And when you work with us at Betraya Wealth, Betraya means family. We're going to get you lined up that way. We're going to walk through those steps. We're not going to judge you when you made a mistake. When you call me at 302-330-2166, we're going to plan for tomorrow, because there's not a darn thing we can make it do about last year, last week, yesterday. We can do something about tomorrow in the next 5, 10, 15 years.
We hammer it every weekend here on Family First Retirement, the power of being local, living here, working here, playing here, having a one-on-one, a personalized relationship with the families you serve. And that includes offering that information and that guidance to the families you serve about the kids and the grandkids. You've told me stories before about how people come and sit down with you, and George, they'll say, this has nothing to do with my plan. I'm trying to get my kid in college. I'm trying to get them a little more financially educated. Give me some tips. Give me some pointers.
When you work with us, we are a full-service facility, mom and pop facility, a boutique office. We're going to address those issues, because it's not just about, okay, mom and dad are 60 years old. How are we going to make sure you retire correctly? It's about how are we going to fund that college for our kids? What's the best way? Mark, we do a lot right now with a lot of our clients' children have mortgages. They have a new mortgage. They have lots of credit card debt. The student loans they have, high interest rates. We have plans that we work with to help them eliminate those long-term costs, those high interest rates, how to pay themselves by getting these things paid off. When you call us at 302-330-2166, we're going to help you get on the right path, because we didn't get into a bad position, or we didn't get into high interest credit card debts or student loan debts or mortgage, car payments or mortgages, but we can help you get out of it and move efficiently. We always talk, when I talk to clients, one of the things I say is, as a rule, we have really good benefits at our jobs, especially federal employees, state employees. You have great benefits. But the idea here is to make those benefits work for you, not you work so darn hard for those benefits. And that's what we're trying to do. Your money's great. Let's make sure that money works for you, and not you working so hard to get that money to grow. Let us help you. Let us guide you, and let's show you the ways available. Call 302-330-2166, or better yet, stop by the office at 501 Silverside Road in Wilmington, Suite 31, right here off of Silverside Road, 19809.
So having a good discussion with Jared in your back office, your son, one of the pivotal employees at the Betraya Wealth Group, about what
sorry, pivotal employees or my boss? Because he is the boss. Let's get something straight here.
George is actually third. It's Leslie, then Jared, then Leslie, his wife, Jared, his son, all part of the team at the Betraya Wealth Group. You can meet them all at betrayawealth.com. But we were having a conversation off the air about, hey, how are things going at the office? What are people working with right now? And it's funny, we're talking about families and healthcare and being prepared for what's next. Because he said one of the biggest things that our families are worried about right now is long-term care. And I want you to hear this clip, because we're living longer. Cases of chronic disease like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, they're soaring. Joy Laverty is author of the book, Who Will Take Care of Me When I'm Old? And she tells Morningstar that seniors must prepare.
People don't realize how very expensive these diseases will be and how it will wreak havoc on our financial stability. So it isn't a matter of when we're diagnosed, what can we do? We need to think, way, way in advance that if this happens, then I have my legal documents in order and I have my financial house in place. Unfortunately, I see so many situations where people say, I never thought it would happen to me.
So, George, what steps should adults be taking right now, both legally, financially, to protect themselves from the shock of long-term care?
You know, we always talk about, Mark, and I am as healthy today. My body still thinks I'm a 35-year-old. I'm in great shape. I have nothing to worry about. And the reality is we're not what we thought we were.
And then I get out of bed.
That's exactly right. I think one of the biggest things, we talk about this at every seminar, folks. When you come into the office here and meet with us, one of the issues we're going to address, whether you say I don't care about it or not, is long-term care. Because let's take an example, Mark. You have a couple, we have a client, and let's say they're 60 years old, and they have substantial resources for retirement, and they have a bucket of cash put aside that they say this is going to cover that long-term care. Now, long-term care, folks, on a monthly basis, between $10,000 and $20,000 a month per person. Let's say it's $15,000 for easy math. So you have a bucket of cash that you're never going to touch, and this is going to be your long-term care needs or whatever you want to call it, and it's $300,000. Well, one person at $15,000 a month is $180,000. That's not a lot of money when you think about the $300,000 you have. My goal is to sit there with that $300,000, and Ernie and I talk about this, Callias talk about this at our seminars. Let's just take that never use and put LTC on it. And let's make it grow so we have that benefit. Because chances are, if you're 65 years old, you're a couple, 75% likelihood one of you is going to need long-term care. And I think you said the name of this book the lady wrote was Who's Going to Take Care of Me?
Who will take care of me when I'm old?
That's the question. I use the example all the time of Leslie and me. Leslie's the caregiver. Women, folks, are truly the strongest sex. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I get a hangnail and I am balled up and can't do anything for a week. My wife does all this stuff and you have a high tolerance for pain. So God bless you. But as a rule, if we're the same age, our female counterparts will outlive us 6 to 8 years. If I'm sick, I know Leslie's there to take care of me. I have no questions about it. But the problem is I'm going to be gone. More than likely, who's there left to take care of her? That's why we went ahead and got long-term care. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about me being gone and having the burden being on the boys to take care of their mom. And that's what this importance is. I think the other thing people push off and don't want to address is the issue of having a will. Have it lined up what you have. You know, make sure you know what's going on, who's going to make those decisions for you down the road, and how that's going to work. And I'll give you a prime example, because the choices you have to make for your family when times are bad is terrible. 1994, my father, Angelo, dropped dead of a massive heart attack at the age of 62. Now, he was with my brother, Pete, my brother owns Zach's Hamburgers. We got some big news about Zach's Hamburgers, folks. I have my bragging brother coming up, me being the bragging brother about my brother, Pete, coming up in a minute. But he was with my brother at a food event, sitting there talking to my brother, and it was in the summer, and he dropped dead. He hit the ground, and his heart had stopped. Yeah. The paramedics were there, and they made his heart start beating and transported him to the hospital. But for all intents and purposes, our dad was no longer our dad. He was gone. They're at the hospital. We all went to the hospital to be with our father, and they did all the tests they do, and then they pulled they had the tube, and they said, there's no brain waves. So you had to make a decision about turning off the machine. Yeah. And my brother, being the oldest boy in the family, and my mom had to make that really hard choice. And it's a hard decision for you. But when you have that will, and we have our will, Les and I have our will, and all our clients come in, you get a will with us or with someone else, but you need the will, because I don't want Leslie to say, should I do this? Make it easier. So what we want to do is, George didn't want this. He's on the machine. I want to keep on the machine, she can say, but his wishes were, so they have the living will, so they don't have to make the choice anymore. Have the financial power of attorney set up. That's really so important, along with that long-term care. These are taken care, and people say, well, I don't want to think about that. Guess what? Grow up. Yeah. It's part of getting older. We have to think about it, folks. Don't be selfish. Think about the ones we leave behind. And that's the will. That's having a trust. That's having that long-term care put in place. Alex and Jared's biggest concerns when I die, and I say this all the time, are not going to be if mom going to be okay. It's going to be how we're going to control mom from spoiling the grandbabies and grandpuppies. And that's the way I want it. That's the same thing about the long-term care, making sure the kids don't have to worry about it. Give me a call at 302-330-2166. We'll go through it together. You've done a lot of things in life you're scared about that were hard to do. This is another one of them. But let's work on it together so we can help our loved ones be in the best place. 302-330-2166.
The power of having a plan for the speed bumps in life with the help of the team at the Betraya Wealth Group. 302-330-2166 or online at betrayawealth.com, P-A-T-R-I-A wealth.com. Well, while we're talking about family, well, George, man, let's lift it a little bit here. Brag on that brother of yours.
Oh,
Some big
my
news.
Lord. My brother Pete and his son Nicholas own Zach's Hamburgers located up there in Delaware County. They just got the Phillies baseball season starting.
Yep.
Their Clearwater spring training camp is in Clearwater, Florida. So when you go down, folks, to visit spring training, you will see Zach's, Z-A-C-S, Hamburgers there, and they're there for the preseason and the minor league season down there. So we are so proud of my brother Peter, his son Nicholas, the Zach family. It's a great, great thing. And some other news coming hopefully in a little bit, which we'll hold off until we get there.
So are they putting the food truck down at the spring training
No,
facility? They'll be in the stadium?
In the stadium is where they're at.
That's
so
awesome.
It's going to be fantastic. I am so happy and proud of them. They have, Pete started this 40 years ago, and he has done a phenomenal job.
Good for him.
Yeah.
So the food is great. We had it at your golf tournament as well, and
Yes.
takes pride in every burger that he makes.
When you see my brother Pete, he is, and don't let him fool you folks because he's a smart guy. He's going to tell you he's the younger brother. He is by far the much older brother. And just because he's shorter by 6 inches does not make him younger. So make sure you tell him, hello, Grandpa.
That's funny. All right, that number is 302-330-2166 to reach out to George and the team. You can also spend some time at betrayawealth.com, P-A-T-R-I-A wealth.com. Speaking of having a plan, I don't want to get too much into your business, but your quick thinking could have saved the house, the cars, the neighbor's house. You could have been a news story last week.
I could have been on Action News.
What
yes. I'm a twit. Anyone remember last Sunday, the 1st of February? It was cold as bejeebers.
Yep.
And we have Sunday dinner every Sunday, family dinner at our house. And every week we get somebody chooses what they want. And my son Jared loves chicken cutlets, raviolis, homemade sauce, homemade bread, the whole 9 yards. So that's what we were doing. Les made the bread. I did the cutlets and the sauce. So we're outside, and I'm using the outside fryer we have, the turkey fryer, but a smaller version for this, because Leslie doesn't want to have the chicken cutlet smell in the house with the grease and everything. So that makes sense, right?
Get it?
Yeah. So I put it out there, and it's hot, it's cold. So I have it on the driveway. I have cardboard underneath of it, have it lit, have the shortening in there, have it on high because it's so windy, close to the house, but next to the house. I go inside. I'm shivering. I went outside in shorts on, not very smart right away. Should give you a tip what's going on. I go and I'm sitting there, I'm talking to Les, tweeting. It might be 10 minutes. I said, I'm going to go outside, check the oil. But the dogs start going crazy. I mean, the dogs are in the front of the house growling at the door. I go out, my neighbor's out there. And he looks like a Eskimo, not an Eskimo, like all bundled up, has the big hood on, the gloves, the goggles, everything. He's really a nice man, Lane. He goes, George, look over here. I look out, and there's a fire. It must be 15 feet high, and the oil's on fire. Cars didn't get burnt. The house didn't get burnt. So I'm like, oh, my God. I run outside trying to think what to do, like the Three Stooges. You ever see how they run around circles? And then I go, oh, I have a fire blanket. Leslie, every Christmas, folks, gets a practical gift for all the houses. This year's practical gift was a fire blanket. I run in, I grab the fire blanket, I take it, throw it on top of the oil, it puts it out, turned off the propane. Long and short of it, thank God, nothing got hurt, no one got burned.
God.
We had chicken cutlets being cooked in the house with grease and smoke, and I had to hear about that. But nonetheless, you know what I felt like? I'm showing my age here. Did you ever watch In Living Color?
Oh, yeah. Fire
Bro,
Marshal
I
Bill.
thought in living. Oh, Fire Marshal Bill, Fire Marshal George is the only thing I can think about. Let me tell you something. I don't know what to say. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. But it went well. I hope my homeowners insurance agent and car insurance agent's not listening to this today. But it went. Thank God it went well.
Do you have an HOA
Could
in
have
your
been much
neighborhood?
worse. Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting a letter. However, did you get a letter
That's
saying
all right.
next time you want to cook or grill out, give us a heads up, or maybe we hold off on doing the outdoor? Really?
It is what it is. What it is. I was trying to add some excitement. I was trying to defrost the ground.
Well, you
That's
definitely
all.
added some excitement in your neighborhood.
I
right
did add
there.
some excitement.
So what I'm hearing is, brother, incredible cook with the food truck. George,
Don't even go there. Don't even go there, Marcus.
pretty good.
It was experience. It was fun.
If nothing else, you just said it. Leslie took care of y'all. Leslie had that
That's right.
plan just in case for the what ifs in life. I know this sounds like a cliche, but
It
the
is.
power
It's truth,
of
though.
proper planning. And that's what George does every day for adults to and through retirement. 302-330-2166. We have a representative standing by right now. That initial consultation, no cost, no obligation. Nothing wrong with sitting down with George and just saying, buddy, where am I? What do I need to do? I'm worried about long-term care. I just want to take care of my family. Those are the conversations that George has every single day. 302-330-2166 or online at betrayalwealth.com. Before we get out of here, big game this weekend. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this thing. That's why. As soon as Phillies were eliminated, you were like, I'm out. I'm done.
That's it.
I'm done. I don't care what's happening now. Seattle, a 4.5-point favorite over New England.
Oh, okay.
Do you really care who wins? Will you watch?
No.
No?
You know what? It's an event. Super Bowl is an event.
Yeah.
And I belong to the Elks Club, so maybe I think the kids have parties to go to.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Alex is going to a party. So I think Leslie and I are going to go to Elks Club with some friends. I'll watch until the halftime show, so I will not be watching the halftime show.
I don't want to get lectured while watching football.
Yeah, I just want to have a good time and laugh and make fun of people.
There it is.
You know, so who's playing again?
Seattle and New England.
Seattle and New England?
Yeah.
I don't care about either one of them.
All
I don't
right.
care who wins. We'll see some good commercials, maybe.
The Budweiser always comes strong. There'll be a couple of
I like
movie
the
trailers
horses.
that'll be good.
Wait a minute, I gotta tell you something. Everyone has to wait around till the end of it's about the halfway through the fourth quarter. We're gonna have a Betrayal Wealth commercial.
$8 million for a 30-second commercial. Business is good.
You want to hear a funny story?
All right, yes, sir.
Leslie, please don't hit me. About 20 years ago, we're at a party at Pete's house, my brother Pete's house, who owns Zach's Hamburgers. It's getting late, and Les, it's time to go home. So Pete's like, my God, you can't go, Les. There's a surprise coming up. You have to stay. And she goes, oh, okay, Pete, sure, whatever you think. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what's the surprise? He tells her, he goes, yeah, we have a commercial coming on. I got this special thing. I won this, Daddy.com.
Oh, yeah,
promotion.
GoDaddy.com.
GoDaddy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a commercial. I've been waiting for a surprise. So Leslie's sitting there, like a little all excited. Gabe's over. She goes, what happened? He goes, there was no commercial, Les. So he goes, I don't have $2 million to spend on this. So, yeah.
I just wanted to watch the game.
Watch that because you're going to see Betrayal Wealth come up there with the Daddy.com thing. Yeah.
They wouldn't charge $8 million for 30 seconds if people weren't willing to spend $8 million for 30 seconds. What do you have to spend for that initial consultation? Not one dime. All it's going to cost you is the time it takes to make the phone call. You can call right now. We have a representative standing by. 302-330-2166. Again, 302-330-2166. And George will not lecture you. He will educate you. 302-330-2166. Insurance and annuities offered through George A. Politarhos, Delaware Insurance License Number 1373121. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties.